jokes, which kind of does make me laugh though, because he's just so like serious all the time. I know. He's so serious all the time. I don't expect it from him. Can we please ask them?
Do you have a new microphone system? It's also just us here, so I'm not that worried.
I'm gonna have a fix for the next one anyways.
Will they be able to hear it online if they are?
No.
How do you turn
Because
this
when
on?
we're on, like, you can barely hear some of us.
Okay, so Scott's is working.
So it's just from Steve's.
Last time they all, they just took a little wiggling and they started working, and I don't know which one of theirs it was.
Oh my gosh. Why do we have nobody here? It scares me.
What are you gonna plug these things out?
That's what I'm trying to see if it'll help. Make sure they're all the way plugged in.
I was gonna say maybe read Scott's.
Mhm.
This is the last one.
Hello? Nothing. Scott's.
I'll just huddle around Scott's microphone.
We have to share a microphone.
That's not awkward.
This is right, the,
I didn't touch it, but they keep it plugged in now, so it should never be wrong. Okay, I gotta keep it unplugged in.
it just says USB, so.
So you have really tiny, delicate fingers. Oh!
You got yours. I've been messing with mine, it's not doing it.
Oh, they're all, those are lit up now.
I fixed it. You guys, everyone's welcome.
It was Scott's, right? Charlie, talk into yours and see if it'll.
Hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
What'd you do?
Well,
Scott's was wrong.
had to muscle it up.
Just muscle it in.
Muscle it up. I think maybe the cord was.
Way to go.
Okay. Heritage Trust meeting, thanks for coming.
So, excuse me.
With all the trouble MDOT gave me was it just last week?
We're scared.
I'm scared. I submitted the permit for Van Dyke's closure. I have not heard back yet. But they are nitpicking everything, and it's gonna get worse once there's more MDOT presence with the signal change. So I guess we just proceed. The registration flyer's already out.
How long did it take for us to hear back last year?
A few weeks.
Okay.
I think they say it can take up to 30 days, so I'm not panicked, and if they were, they wouldn't just not respond, so they're gonna respond either way. Oh, Holly, I need to add that over that road banner pole, but I don't have any information beyond what Clinton told me.
What do you mean you need to add it?
Like, I was gonna say we should add it to our agenda for discussion, but there's not really anything to discuss.
We should maybe take that to the joint committee first, since it's not on land that we own, or that is in
a
our district
yeah.
anyways, like we talked about. FYI, because you don't know, one of the poles that holds up the over-the-road banner is rotted out, and therefore MDOT now said we cannot hang any banners until that is fixed because it is not safe.
And it's a Verizon pole.
Oh, it's a Verizon pole. You didn't tell me that part either.
It's a Verizon pole, and the village has been trying to get them to remove it forever. And they're, I guess, not allowed to remove it because it's not theirs. So they don't know, I don't even know how we would get one in, it would have to be in that spot.
Yeah.
I don't think Verizon's going to care, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, that's not,
Yeah.
it's kind of Heritage Fest related, but not really. The registration flyer is active. I think I have 5 or 6 people registered. I think it was all Holly and the people that
No, I only did 3.
no.
I just did
Then
me
I-
and Dad.
I have a couple
There's other people.
more.
then. Yeah.
I made an ad for Cruise and Media Magazine. It'll be in their June, July issue. Wayne, I sat down with Wayne after our last meeting, and he gave me a lot of things to think about. He told me how many volunteers he thinks he'll need. He wanted me to remove judged from the flyer. I don't know everyone else's feelings about that.
Is the flyer in our regular packet?
No, I made way less pages of stuff because
Okay.
Scott. So right here, judged, best in show. He said, what if you just took judged out and put best in show and outstanding? That way it leaves it open to interpretation.
Not against that.
So I can do that. I just will have to do all new links.
To do all new links to do that.
Unless I may be able to edit it in Adobe on the actual form. I might be able to. It just might look a little weird because it will be edited in the PDF app, but I can try. I will do that. He said he'll work on the class list again. Sorry. He also said that he will make calls to the people he usually does for the goodie bags. And if there's any calls he doesn't have the time to make, he'll give me the numbers. But he said he does not have the time to put those together this year. He said he's swamped, and I don't mind doing it. I don't even care if we bring it all here and do an assembly line.
Exactly, yeah, and we don't have raffle baskets to fiddle with this year either, so we're freed up in that regard anyway, so not a huge deal in my opinion, yeah.
Yep, I just wanted to put that on our radar.
Yeah.
He also recommended, because he's working so much and won't have the time to kind of be the promoter, that somebody with car knowledge take over as on the car show promotion side of things, to be in charge of handing out flyers and talking to car people. I went to a few shows last year. I obviously know more about cars than I did 3 years ago, but that bar was real low, so.
I might be able to help out there.
Yeah?
I think that sounds like a good job for you, Charlie.
Gee, thanks.
I nominate Charlie.
I mean, I know a lot of people. I go to enough cruise nights and
Right, and so a lot of what Wayne did, just so you know, is he obviously goes to a lot of car shows, and when he would go to car shows, he'd bring
Yeah.
these, and he'd be, sliding them in the window on all the seats.
window
all the
or on a
cars.
car seat, whatever's
Yep.
open.
Or he
Exactly.
would just, and I did the same thing.
Mhm.
We would keep flyers in our car, and if we saw, if we were just anywhere and we just saw.
I think I can do that.
But the other thing he did that's really important is he knew he wasn't going to be able to get to all of the shows, so he would find people who he knew were like he knew a few people who ran car clubs, and he would give them 500 flyers, and they would take them to all of theirs.
Is he
I
still
can-
able to do
I can do some
that
stuff.
part?
Yeah, he said he can still get those flyers
Okay.
or send them to me and tell me how many I need to print for them.
And
The last 2 years, a couple of people have come and picked up flyers from here, but
yep, and like last year, like Krista helped pass out flyers too.
Mhm.
So like if you're not going like to the Peach Fest pre-festival car show, like I always go to that and I can hand out flyers down there. So like
I haven't gone in years, but I mean, I can make it this
if
year.
you
I think.
can't make it to like one of the big ones, like we can discuss and someone else can make sure we're there. So like you
Yeah.
have to, but you would kind of be in charge of that.
Yeah. We just need somebody
I
to.
mean, Culver's like last year, and there
Yep.
used to be a thing called the Friday Flex, but they kind of got kicked out of their area down in the city. Too many problems.
That'll
Well,
happen.
All right, so Charlie, you want to do?
All right.
Yeah, we'll just keep it.
And then Angela, you did not put on here that we discussed last time under committee chairs, car show, subcommittee, parking, Aaron.
Yeah.
Once it gets closer to also to like the like within the last month of leading up to that, I can help out. I think like that'll be the best time to that. I can help out. I think like that'll be the best time to get a lot of those car shows too, because then it's right before and the weather, because those people are last minute anyways. And there was still a ton of people. I went to the Lapeer when it was not even, it was like 2 weeks before ours. There's still a ton of people not a ton of people, but there were people who weren't aware who hadn't gotten one of our flyers.
Another thing is going to be social media. Keep passing it around.
Or email blast with
Angela does
emails
that.
from past ones.
She already does
emailed
that.
Everybody
For,
those.
like bike night and everything else, because I'm trying to get that to kind of help grow here. But I mean, that's a different thing. But I mean, social media, I've got a lot of friends on there that are car people and bike people. And so,
Okay, anything else on the car show?
DJ.
I haven't heard anything from Dell. Have you?
Not one word.
All right. I'll see what I can do, get a hold of him tonight. I think he's got a show he's live, so I can just send him a message.
Okay.
I'll do it at break here.
Anything else on the car show?
So
Wayne said to go with 400 dash plaques again this year. Don't order more because I think he's kind of the same mindset that we had about as many cars as we could handle last year.
I do agree.
Entertainment. All that's still the same. I contacted the production companies that Kyle gave me, and they all said they would get me quotes. I haven't seen any yet, but I'll follow up this week. I messaged that person who ran the cornhole tournament, and I haven't heard back yet. I don't have any of their other contact info, I don't think.
Reach out to James Johnson
Oh yeah, James.
and or maybe Eric, or they might do it together even. Sorry, James, if you're watching.
I'm not sorry, James.
I'm not
Just
either.
kidding.
Would Lions Club be interested in running a cornhole tournament?
You want to ask him?
Charlie?
No,
I
I
don't
know
mind.
nothing about it.
I don't mind talking to Eric. I don't
I
have
wouldn't
anybody
even.
else's.
I wouldn't even.
Who's running it now?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'll reach out to Eric, and I will text James as well and see.
Yeah.
And if I'm sure that we're really using James's name a lot. I'm sure him or Eric would know somebody.
Yeah, right. If they don't,
Yeah,
they might
if they
know
don't.
like a younger person that would be interested.
Did we pay the person who was coordinating it last year? Or I know that,
No, he charged, he charged per team.
he got a little bit of money then from them.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the case, are we paying somebody a little bit? Are we giving somebody a little bit of money to coordinate it, or?
We
Oh.
didn't the first year.
Okay.
The guy volunteered.
'Cause the
That's like
Lions-
a last resort kind of thing.
Basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Okay.
I thought it worked really well last year with Blake. I would prefer for it to be its own separate, like, whoever decides to coordinate it can make up how much they want to charge and how much prizes. And it was nice to not have to
Right. Deal with
deal with
something
any of
else.
that, because the year before that was nuts with
Yes.
trying to run it while trying to run everything else. Well, not run it, but get everything set up. Last year, I didn't even see it.
Nope.
Did you say Matt said yes to the golf carts?
Yep.
Speaking of golf carts, how's mine?
We'll talk about
Is the
that later.
DDA getting a golf cart?
No.
Angela might
no.
be getting a golf
Angela
cart.
Oh,
may
personal.
be personally
Oh.
purchasing a golf cart.
Nice.
So there's another thought. We shelved the raffle last year. Are we interested in doing a raffle this year of some sort? Melissa's like, yes.
Yeah, I don't have a problem. I think that 50-50 and those big things, those are like
The big item
the
raffle.
the things that people want to do,
Mhm.
and they make the most money, and it's the least amount.
Yes.
Well, the 50-50 is the least amount.
Do we
at
want
the
to
end.
run the 50-50 ourselves again, or do we want to sub it out like we did last year? Like last year, the newly formed trap team ran it and collected the proceeds. And they did everything except for the very end. I did help Eric because it was like a wild rush for the last half hour and it wasn't busy. So I stepped over and helped Eric. But do we want to see if another school program would like to run 50-50 this year?
Positive that we could find
Oh, I'm sure we could.
another. I'm gonna have to not put it out there. I'm gonna have to ask.
Yeah, well, I think that. Can we think of anything? I'm not trying to be transactional, but I am going to be transactional right now. Is there anything that we could maybe whatever organization is wanting to, they could help us with something because it's pretty easy money. Like when
Yeah.
I saw if you saw it in the middle of the four
I
corners.
know, it was wild.
At the end, it was wild.
Mhm.
People were just
Mhm.
congregating
It
to
was
get
nuts.
these 50-50 tickets, and
Mhm.
they could not keep up. And you were helping. I was helping with the tickets, break them up, and getting money. There wasn't enough people at the table. Like that, when people were coming, and there were actually other people that bought tickets for our raffle thinking that they were buying a 50-50 ticket. And I was like, I don't know, you already stuck it in the box.
Do you know what I think that would be a really good, who would be good to offer that to? Actually, it's the Lions.
The Lions.
Do you think they would be interested in having a 50-50 raffle at the festival?
I can ask. I can
Let's ask
always
them.
ask.
I
If
think
we can
should
do a
ask them
combo
first.
package of cornhole and 50.
That's what I was kind of thinking too. Like if you
Right.
want to run the 50-50, you can also run the cornhole tournament and you can make
Money
money
on
on
both.
both.
Absolutely. Bring it to them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Let's ask them.
I will do that. Okay. Jim has said this to me more times than I can count that he wants bands in there on Saturday. Hi, Scott.
Yes.
My feeling, because I know how much money we spend, is that I don't think we can swing even a couple of $100 bands.
I mean, he wants us to pay for them? Oh, no.
Listen,
Small
oh, no.
bands, like, high school kid bands, I mean,
I don't care
Here's,
who they
give
are,
them some exposure.
but there's a
lot of equipment
and
sitting
right,
there.
there's a lot of really expensive equipment. Production's really expensive.
Production is also really,
Anal
thank you, yep.
about anyone touching their stuff.
Yep, or being near it. And Sunset Boulevard's playing, and here's the thing, we would need to have a discussion with Sunset Boulevard first on, are you okay with us, and the production company, are you okay with us having someone play earlier in the day? What time do we need to have the stage cleared for you? Like, we need to have very clear direction so we don't have issues like we had last year with the Royal Rubes either, because that was a big issue.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to run into that again either. So
It's a nightmare.
I forgot about
I'm
that.
having
Why?
flashbacks.
I completely wiped that from my head.
Yes.
Thanks.
or was that 2 years ago that it
That was
wasn't?
last,
Was it
well, it
last
was
year?
both. It
Yeah.
was both.
So, yes, I would love to have somebody in there making music of some sort all day long, but we need to hash out the
Logistics
Oh,
of it.
thank you,
But
that word.
I also just wanted to know everybody else's feelings on shelling out. I mean, I guess it would depend on how much it was,
Right.
but we already spend an insane amount of money. My thought is we do the headliners. We did an opener for Family Tradition last year. We didn't do an opener for Sunset Boulevard. If we add an opener for Sunset Boulevard and we add an opener for Family Tradition, anything else the beer tent runner wants, they have to pay for.
Yeah,
because it's really at that point bringing people into the tent so that they can make money. So I'm not opposed to that. Yes.
it would still be digging into our, still coming out of our pockets, lowering their sponsorship cost if they're paying for it, where we just pay for a portion of it if that beer tent is not in the central location, like the downtown where it was last year. If it's at the lot in between the old theater and that parking lot, like having bands down there, maybe for them that's going to be a benefit to pull people down there. But if it's in that we can't do that and we need it more in the central area, I'm concerned with the noise from that competing with the DJ from the car show, and then people doing raffle tickets, the food vendors trying to sell things. If there's a cornhole tournament, hearing things like it's add
Add to the overstimulation.
Yeah, so I don't think that I would be opposed to it if it's in the downtown, but if it's down further, then that noise will be kind of there's a little bit of more distance, so it'd be a barrier. But that's just
Yeah.
my opinion.
No, I do like your idea that if they want additional music, they could supply it.
I know people really like live music,
Mhm.
but there weren't, even when the tent was right there last year, there weren't that many people sitting in it. Were there?
No, but that's also because of where it was and how it sat open to the patios and all that. So
That's true. I'm just like,
It's not
during the car show, I would love to have live music in there all day, but I also think you could just put a DJ in there. If you just
Agreed.
want music.
agreed, yes.
I don't think that's
But
gonna
not
be
if it depends on where the tent is though, again,
Yeah.
right?
how much money what are you gonna get in return? It's gonna draw people to a beer tent during the day. Everything
Day drinking.
everything is going on is outside of that beer tent. If there's nothing going on inside, there like cards or like games or something like that, like or food or and there's just beer being sold.
Bingo tent.
Yeah. Oh my God, wild bingo. We can have glow stick bingo at nighttime. Have you seen those wild things?
So
Oh, God.
The old folks.
Yeah.
I'm really split on it because I want to do everything in our power to make them successful,
Absolutely.
but also the more money we
We're
spend on
spending,
their
like-
success, we're taking away from
Everybody's.
everybody else's.
And we're already spending like 10 grand on music, so
It-
it's enough.
over that.
Is it over that?
Oh yeah,
Is it?
Family Traditions 4,500.
I know how much they are. I don't know how much
Boulevard's
everything else is.
4, and production's gonna be 4 probably.
The people out of the bands that play during gym, because I see he's got those people coming in to do live
Have
music
all-
even tonight. Would any of them be willing to play, just give us their time and do it for free in there and have that promotion knowing that there's going to be all those people down there?
I don't know. Aaron gave me numbers of 3 or 4 bands. I have not called them yet because I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about it. I started to call a couple of them when she gave me the numbers on Monday, and then I was like, maybe we should. I don't want them to like block something out on their calendar and then
Right.
us realize we can't. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that. Location of events, I'm supposed to speak with Nick Labdas early next week. I'm supposed to have email confirmation of a day and time that we can talk the end of this week for the beginning of next week. I'm hoping so bad that we can have the tent there because that was hands down my favorite
Mm-hmm.
location.
It was good.
MDOT did send Dale an email. Hold on, let me find it. That said, says proof that MDOT said the construction project should not be a problem. So the email said, I don't know what Dale's email said, but the email he sent me said, thanks, Dale. Keith and I had a conversation about that this morning, and it doesn't appear that this will not be something that we can't work around per his conversation with Dan's Excavating last week. We will make sure to stay in contact. If you need anything, you can always reach out to Keith or myself. I don't know what, I wasn't tagged on the email that was sent though, so I don't know what this guy is agreeing to or saying yes to, but Dale seems assured that they will move all of their stuff out of the right of ways for that weekend. So that's not an issue, I guess. Shouldn't be.
Who's doing the project? Dan's?
Dan's excavating, yeah.
I can get it moved.
I mean, we could
Senior
probably-
VP's family friend.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was gonna say, we could probably all
This
jump
is like
in and.
camera.
Put a
We're
little
taping.
bug in his ear then, Scott.
Yeah, I'll talk to Rob
Thank you.
and get it moved.
Okay, registration we know is gonna stay the same. Oh, Wayne told me something about. I don't know. Something about registration, but I think it was more like you're always gonna get people complaining if you keep it off site. I'm like, we had people complaining when it was on site, like
Right.
the fire department.
Right. People are never going to be happy. So can't please everybody is what it is. It works much better up there. So
Lineup. Vendors we're gonna keep in the same spot. food trucks are either, I think 2 years ago was the best, where they were on East St. Clair during the day, Saturday, and then in that little nook on Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, for sure.
I have 2 food trucks now, the Dirty Soda and then
Key lime.
Key Lime
something?
Time,
Yeah.
which I loved last year, and she filled out an application. She found it, must have found it on her Facebook or something, and filled it out, and then emailed me about how excited she was to come back. So, Mikey's is doing the entertainment tent, sponsorships. All the sponsorship forms were emailed in the new. They were attached to the newsletter. There's a link you could click, and then I also attached that packet to that email. So all of the businesses have at least gotten them for the first time. And then I'll start going and physically handing them out probably next month, so we can get the ball rolling. Oh, sorry, Matt didn't decide what to do about if he wants to rent us golf carts.
He said yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a yes. Yeah. If he doesn't want money, we'll just take sponsorship.
Did you show him the sponsorship levels?
Figure that out. Remind me.
Just in case he wanted to do one of the, kid ones or whatever. The race, Bob just set up our website at 8:00
Last night.
last
I
night.
think.
So I'll be adding all of the payment stuff on, and then we can start handing out the flyers. We're gonna have to probably adjust the routes, right? Depending on where we start. And then I ordered 200 medals last year and 120 hats. Do we think we want to stick with that same? We had a lot of medals left over. Not a lot, but
Are they the
Mhm.
medals that you can reuse?
no, because they say the name on the year on the
Where'd you get them from? Have you seen the ones where you can stick on the back?
Yeah, so these have that. I opted not to
Do it? Okay.
get the year plate to stick on the back because we wanted it on the actual medal.
Okay.
I could just get the year sticker plate for the back this year and take the year off the actual medal or the front. What do you think?
Or and then each year moving forward.
I know that it's
I mean,
nice
they-
to get a
New,
A
different
unique one,
Yeah,
yeah.
each year. That is nice. Yeah. Try each medal like 3 something in a piece.
yeah. I mean, I don't think we had more than 30 left over, so it's not, maybe 40. It's not like we had like hundreds of dollars, but
Oh, and it's nice. I mean, like that is the one thing that I didn't like about being able to reuse it.
and I'm trying to find the. Okay, so for those running belt bags, it's 50, 100, 150, 250. So I was thinking 150 unless you think 200.
I wouldn't mind doing, no, not 200 probably. I would do 150. And then the nice thing is we could give them to our volunteers as well then. As a little thank you commemorative / you can wear it that day and put your junk in it. You know,
Yeah.
I think that would be nice.
You think that will be enough though for our volunteers and our runners? Okay.
And us.
And us. Okay, cool. After our last meeting, I told Sparkles which kid, oh, sorry, do you have anything else on the race? No. Okay. I told Sparkles, the clown, about which package we wanted, and she said she'll get me an agreement, but we're on her schedule, so. Oh, I need to get a bounce house and contact Seeded Farm. Talked to the tent guy today, and he said
Are they so pumped?
they are like,
They're like, please call somebody else.
he was like the younger one who like set everything up. He was like, when's good for you for me to come measure whatever area you're planning?
Did you say, well, we don't even know where it's going to be?
I was like, well, you can come out whenever you want, but I don't know where it's going to be yet. And he's like, I'll just measure every area you're thinking of so I know where it will fit and where it won't. I was like, that's probably a good plan.
Oh, that's so funny. That's wonderful of them to come out, though. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate not having an issue.
That's really all I have. I feel like
Has anyone talked to Krista at all?
I reached out to her after our last meeting, but I did not ask her about the vendors. I just asked her when was a good time for me to stop by or we could meet, because I have that belt bag for her still. And I have her little name thing I didn't want to throw away, so I was going to ask her like when I physically talk to her
Okay.
about doing
Okay.
the vendors. If for some reason, I'm pretty positive she'll still do it, but if for some reason she doesn't, I'll find somebody.
If for some reason she doesn't, then I'll do it.
I don't think that
And if we can't find anybody, I mean, worst comes to worst.
she really helped all of them last year arrive, set up, and pack up, and she's way nicer.
She went above and beyond.
Way nicer than I could ever dream of being, because I'm like, I'll tell you where to go, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I will show you your spot, and then you should be self-sufficient. And
She was very good to the vendors.
she was so good to them.
Mhm.
You're
I need
rethinking
to
your
reach
offer.
out.
Yeah.
I need to reach out to Chelsea.
Oh.
To
Porta
get
potties.
porta potties.
Yeah.
We were all good with the obviously the location is going to vary a little bit.
Right, depending on where the tent is. But
But-
yeah, I don't think we needed any extras anywhere.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I feel like they were spaced out well. I need to reach out to Chief Smith and see if he'll have. I liked the fire truck at the end of
Yeah.
the route.
It was nice down there, but I also felt like they were like, or just kind of just like off.
I know they were
secluded.
feel so far away.
Yeah, that's
when
what I
there's no
liked
traffic
when they
going through
were.
there.
They were really popular the year before, like when they were in this, like right by DPW. They got
I would love for them to be.
closer.
So I loved 2 years ago too. They were told to park there as a traffic. Oh, long story. I'll tell you later. But they were told to park there. I liked when they were more engaged in the downtown. I don't care if they want to park a piece of equipment there, but I liked that the kids, because they were by like the kids stuff, you know. But and the guys seem to enjoy it a lot too, like interacting, just like our DPW guys seem to enjoy it. Speaking of, I loved having DPW there all day last year. Does cost us money because they're all overtime. So I don't know.
Hold
if
on a
we
minute.
wanna
How many
ask.
people are we paying for overtime?
I think we paid for 4 because 2 handed stuff out.
But
I think we
why
should
were
be paying for
we
that.
shouldn't be not be paying for that.
They have to. So the guys didn't want to be paid either, but Kim said if you get hurt during it and you're not working, then
I get
even
that
though
part.
you were working,
You're not
But
covering a worker's
it's village outreach, and the village should be covering the 2 guys that are sitting there doing outreach. They should be covering their pay. The guys that are picking up trash, absolutely, that's on
Yeah.
us.
add it to the
We
joint
sh-
committee.
We shouldn't be paying for the other 2. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, if that's the case, then
Yeah, just like we don't pay for the fire department's guys that are doing outreach or the police department's guys that are doing outreach,
Absolutely don't.
right? We shouldn't be.
have we done that every year?
I think they've only come the last 2 years,
Is
anyways.
We
DPW.
didn't, and 2 years ago, we did not pay for them to be there. And then last year, it was, they can't
okay.
be there.
I mean, and I understand
And because
that.
they're like driving their equipment
but- Mhm,
and stuff, they needed to be on the clock, so.
that makes sense. But
On village time.
exactly.
Okay, so do you
We're
want me to
gonna
add
find
that
that
to the
one.
joint committee?
Yes, please. Yep. Okay. Anybody have anything else?
No, but I'm good with 15 minutes before our next meeting.
Right. Cool.
I feel like there was, hold on. Maybe not. That's it.
Awesome. Thanks. Thanks everybody for being here.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it.
to all of our volunteers.
As quick as I could.
We didn't mean you. We meant our audience. That's what I meant.